A self-described MAGA junkie gave a very tearful interview with CNN recently where she actually expressed regret over voting for Donald Trump because, like so many other people, his policies directly, negatively impacted her life. The woman, Jennifer Piggott, was a employee at the US Department of Treasury. But she was one of those so-called probationary employees, right? And so Elon Musk and DOGE came around, fired her along with about 100 other people, citing poor performance, even though her performance reviews were through the roof. She was doing a great job. But the man she voted for and the man she voted for who he picked decided to fire her anyway. And that kind of sent her over the edge. So here is what she had to say in this CNN interview. We had the flag. I had the shirt. I was a MAGA junkie. I cried. And while she said that, she started tearing up again. It's scary, you know, it's a really scary thing. And I was embarrassed. I'm not sure that I would have voted for Trump and the way that it's been done. I'm for balancing the budget, that type of thing, but not in this context. It's just not right. Now she continues, and I'm going to read the rest of it in just a minute. As of right now, obviously, this is not like some of those other stories I've talked about where the MAGA voters get screwed and they're like, oh no, why is it happening to me? But they say, yeah, I'd still vote for him. Like the guy whose wife that he had just married, they were coming back from their honeymoon, she gets detained by ICE for over a month, and he's like, but I'd still vote for Trump. Okay, that guy, no sympathy for, even though now he's like, well, I may leave the country. This is a different situation because this woman realizes, she's like, look, I was a part of the cult. Then this happened. And I realized, holy crap, this guy has no idea what he's doing. I regret my vote. Although she says, I don't think I would have voted for him. Hell, that's still better than I'd still vote for him again, right? She's reachable. She understands she made a mistake. She got swept up in Trump mania. And now she understands that that was wrong. These are the folks that are reachable. These are the folks that we need to be talking to and having the conversations with and getting them to come around and realizing what happened. Now, regular viewers understand I'm probably not that guy. I mean, there are other people who do that way better than I do. David Pakman is definitely one of them. I don't have the temperance, the patience for that. But other people do a very good job of it. They're not quite as hot-headed as I can be, but I do think I need to work on that. Obviously, that is a personal thing that I definitely need to, do better at. But at the same time, I also do understand that there are plenty of people that are reachable. Some of them you need a gentle touch. Some of them you kind of have to get in their face and explain to them what's going on. I'm a little bit of the latter. But I think this individual, definitely reachable, and I do think that there are hundreds of thousands of more people like this out there. But then she continued talking, and she said this. I expected better from Trump, I really did. I expected what you do was right, cut waste and fraud and all the things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues. See, what gets me about that is the I expected better. Why? This isn't his first term. I could see if this was Donald Trump's first time in office, people saying, I expected better. We got 4 years of experience from this same guy showing you shouldn't expect better. But more importantly, we have to take off our blinders from time to time and listen to the other side. We really genuinely have to do that. Because everybody on the left, hell, even the people in the middle, were telling y'all this was going to be chaos. Trump was very clear that they were going to come in and fire, 75% of the federal workforce? And everybody on the left, and again, in the middle, were telling you doing that will cause nothing but disaster and chaos. The disaster and chaos are things that we talked about for months leading up to the election, for the couple of months between the election and the inauguration, and up to including this day. This was all very predictable. This should not have come as a shock, unless, of course, you bury your head in the sand and you only listen to conservative propaganda. That's the other part of the problem. That's the bigger part of the problem. The information is out there. The truth is out there. The people willing to explain it to you either harshly or sweetly are out there, so you can choose how you want it delivered to you, but you have to take off the blinders and understand that we don't do this just because we hate Trump. We don't do it because we hate Republicans. We do it because we're trying to educate people. We're trying to get them to make better personal choices when it comes to the world of politics. That is what we do, and that is why we do it. It's not because it's the most fun job in the world. It's because we have a duty to keep people educated and to fight back against the right-wing propaganda. That's what we're doing. So I do have sympathy for this individual, and I'm glad that she has seen the light. And hopefully more of these, MAGA junkies, as they call themselves, I guess, hopefully they do as well, and hopefully they can see it without having to go through the hardships. But sometimes that is the only way to see it. Either way, there are people that are reachable. And this isn't a ha-ha story. This is a light bulb story. This is an opportunity for us to take to do a better job reaching out to the other side and bringing them into reality. First, Elon Musk gutted federal agencies. Then he slashed public services. Now his people are fighting to keep their corruption under wraps. But a federal judge ruled Musk's alleged Department of Government efficiency is not exempt from open records laws. Judge Christopher Cooper made it clear that the Trump administration completely failed to argue against the fact that DOGE is acting with massive, unchecked power. Ground News analyzed dozens of sources covering this from across the political spectrum. And, comparing coverage, you'll see how some spin this as a partisan issue while others call it what it is: proof of corruption. Same story, different spin, and exactly why you can't blindly trust the first headline you see without knowing the biases behind them. That's why I've been relying on my partners at Ground News for a long time. If you like my show, you'll love how their app and website lets you compare coverage with context on each source's political bias, credibility, and financial incentives. This way, you're not just taking one source's word for what's happening, you're seeing past the layers of selective reporting shaping your worldview. Billionaires and political agendas are controlling more and more of our media, deciding what they want us to see and think. Ground News, on the other hand, it's independent, it's nonpartisan, and only committed to helping us think critically about the stories shaping everything from public opinion to public policy. And since I can't track everything Trump and Musk are doing or undoing alone, I've curated feeds that track them for me from credible sources to make sure I'm giving you all the most reliable information. And now you can too, for nearly half the price. Go to ground.news/Farron to get the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I use for just $5 a month. Take back control of how you stay informed today. The link is in the video description.